trying to fine-tune all the time, you know, get it close and then fine-tune, and then you pass the mark, and then you got to try to retrace your steps to get the magic back. 48 degrees already here this morning. I guess we're getting close to spring, so I just had one sip of coffee so far. Check what else is going on here today. I have to go volunteer at the animal shelter this morning. Leave here about 8 o'clock, I guess, or close to it. So let's see if Jerry's back. And yeah, a lot of static this morning. It's starting to sound like summertime. Got to get used to this noise, I guess, huh? Have to check the radar to see maybe where all this is coming from. I don't know if we're supposed to have a rainy day today or not. I'll have to check the weather. Haven't checked it yet. Let's see if Jerry's back. KA2ZNI. K9GAS, I'm sorry. In the group. W2SDR.
Okay, and there's this little carrier in Western. Hopefully when you guys pick that up, I sprayed the hang too long. I think it wasn't back yet. Good morning, Frank. Alright, good morning. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had that Friday morning type throat. I'm sure my breath could knock the alarm down. It's dry. It's get something to drink. I thought coffee's done with that. Had my wireless headset on, so I heard everything, but I just I got the first very well, so unless I had something to drink. Oh man, I'll tell you, it is a bit noisy, but interesting. I have found one of these antennas 5 years ago from I think his name Joe Denver, that mystery antenna. Because they don't have them much, but I had it up as a reference antenna for the diversity, which I really like on these twin ADC machines, whether flex or anim, but I don't think no flex. I think they got the diversity now. Don't think it's implemented in the software finally. But yeah, this morning the 7-foot normal inverted P is, as normal, is much more noisy for the static crashes, but my one I just got strung in the back of the yard, which is kind of come down because it's just thrown up quickly. Everything across the arms like that. But I can use it a little stronger on that, and the lightning's so much quieter because it's lower, but the signals are much, really nice, so I'm going to have to figure out a place for that thing so I can keep it up. But, yeah, just interesting, how much more I'm picking up the static on the higher one, the signal strength from the nicer stuff on the lower one, which usually, it's picking up better. Yeah, I'm not doing that, you guys know. Anyway, good morning, yeah, good signals, and everything sounds marvelous here. Hey, I just, sorry, Kevin, I know you mentioned it's going to be up early, but I was about half asleep when you said that. I think you got the gist of it. Said, no, I'm not going to choose my time. No, I'm not going to get that. Anyway, just kind of woke up and sitting here. Almost rolled over again. Went back to tried, but I couldn't. But anyway, we're connected. Good to hear you. KA2ZNI. We're 41 degrees this morning. I think we're supposed to have some 50s again. Seems like, and I think I heard you say you got snow. So, the real quick expression here is the sectionals for high school. It's always snowed, but it hadn't. But it's kind of a saying here, so no one puts away their snow stuff until after the high school section switches in a week or two. So who knows? KA2ZNI, the group K9GAS.
Alrighty, Jerry, very good. K9GAS here in the group this morning. KA2ZNI. Yeah, very good, Jerry. Oh yeah, I was just messing with you, buddy, and yeah. If I was in bed right now, I'd probably over and whatnot this week, man. I got telling you there yesterday. I'll be glad when I'm off this. 2 years of this crap, and man, I'm burned out from it. I just tired all the time. I don't feel like doing anything anymore. And then on my weekends, inevitably, I try to stay on schedule as much as I can. With my wife, we go and do things, and in the afternoon, when I should be in bed, I'd try to stay up a few extra hours with her. Well, by then, would be time to get up for my shift. So then I just kind of see the clock and I'm just so tired I can't do anything. So, man, the quicker I get off this schedule I'm on now, the better. So anyway, enough of that. But, yeah, the attitude is pretty bad there. So, yeah, very glad that I mentioned that Indiana W3MMR but it does work pretty good, and that's usually the one I hit pretty good in the mornings. So glad it's working out up there for you. And say I usually have a lot of time, but I'm just screwing around here. How strong I am out going east there to Indiana. But like I was saying, Jerry was commenting the one day when I was playing with it that be stronger, at least 10 to be stronger. And then when I feel like, when Jerry's here, I mean, that's my assessment. And technically, for that particular web SDR, where it's not, they try to make it as efficient as they can for all of them. So anyway, that's the story there. And good morning to you, Frank. Sounding excellent on the 101. They're absolutely plugged here this morning. Locally, the static are plenty of consistent. I can't out here, so seems to be the best web SDR for you guys out there. And Jerry, you've got a great signal out here this morning. You're well over the crashes. You're between 20 and 30 over. So when I'm listening to you, I can just listen to you direct. But I just Kurt and Frank on that. On Steve's web SDR there, it's you guys are, like 20, 30 over 9. Full sliding, and just like you're sitting right there. You technical on it? That's one of the things that I've heard you guys. I've been here last year. So I usually just try to listen direct and fight through the noise. So now that I know that Steve's web SDR works so good for that, I'll just probably start using that a little bit more. Moving here, and so we can fight through the noise here this morning and get a couple of rounds out of this. Over to you, W3MMR here in the flying group this morning.
Yeah, KA2ZNI, W3MMR. I don't know if I heard a breaker in there. But they weren't really above my noise level here. So anyway, good morning, Pop. Good morning, Jerry. And good morning once again, Kevin. 45 degrees here on the dirty side of the bridge, as we say here in Pennsylvania. And it was a beautiful day yesterday when it wasn't raining. Kind of rained on and off a little bit, and then kind of warmed up there towards the end of the day. It was in the mid-60s, upper 60s. I had all the windows open in the house, and with the front door wide open, the dog was out front, and it was a really, really nice day. So spring has arrived, and you know, as you can tell, you're on the band. Summertime's coming, that's for sure. And Pop, you're well above the noise level here. You're good normal 25 to 30 over. Maybe even a little bit stronger here this morning. FT101 sounds great. I think you said you were listening to my last transmission there before you got on. I was messing around with the leveler and the ALC on here last night, trying to adjusted things a bit. Didn't touch the computer or anything, just messed with the leveler and the ALC, which was really, really low. So kind of bumped them up a little bit, and my average modulation some, and things seem to be okay. I haven't made a recording of it yet. Just by looking at the mod monitor here, my peaks are definitely, average peaks are definitely much higher, staying up, more around 100%, to 110% most of the time now. So, as opposed to before, where I was dropping down to 30 and 40%, it seemed like a lot there. So, but it's all fun, That's part of the hobby. Sit here and tweak and do this and try that and try this microphone and try that microphone and pull our hair out and have 500 different transmit profiles, to see if anybody can hear the difference. And 9 times out of 10, nobody can hear the difference but you. That's the story for me anyway. I got the DX100 actually warming up on the other side of the room, so maybe the next transmission I'll switch over to that and see how that's going to make out. But the WebSDR is definitely helping out with you, Kevin. But actually, this last go around, Kevin, you were peaking upwards at 15 over to 20 over. So I was copying you pretty much the whole time locally. So I'm trying not to use WebSDR as much anymore. Just to try to keep it more. I don't know. I don't even know if you want to say old school or whatever. But I try my best to just use the receiver. I guess mainly because I fought so hard to get my noise level low here, with neighbors and buying TVs and all that stuff. And now that it's low, I try to utilize, this really nice receiver that I do have here, instead of having to use WebSDR because my noise level is so high because I can't hear anybody. So, anyway, with that being said, just sipping on a fresh cup of mud here. Everybody's coming in great. So back over to you, Pop. I think that's who I sent it to, right? Yeah, and then it goes over to Jerry. W2SDR in a group. W3MMR.
We did have the breaker in there. I didn't get the call. Let me let him in here real quick and then turn it back to me if the breaker can hear me, because the noise is brutal here this morning. Breaker, go ahead if there is one. W2SDR, go ahead.
Yeah, it was K4GUZ. Since K4GUZ are responsible. Actually, go ahead. Well, there may be somebody in there, but I am just barely seeing a camera, Frank. If you're not hearing them, go ahead, because I think it's changed. Oh, there you are. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I can't hear him.
we spoke before, I think, one of the rallies or something. Yeah, it's a bit hard. I mean, I'm barely getting you above noise. I think Frank and Barry and Kevin said they couldn't hear you at all. So, yeah, it's a bit brutal. Good morning to you. Frank, over to you. Go ahead and take over. Back to me. But W2SDR, K9GAS, that was Matt Ryan Rouge.
Okay, K9GAS in the group, W2SDR. Yeah, I heard a little bit of Mike. Hi, Mike, if you can hear me. The noise is brutal here. Lots and lots of static. And you're getting over it for the most part. Jerry Perry is, of course. And but I'm struggling to get about maybe 70% of Kevin. I don't use the web SDRs. I used to use them. I probably started using them before just about everybody, but then I kind of got away from it. I feel the same way Perry does. It really is that it kind of makes QSOs possible that wouldn't normally be possible. But if people don't have WebSDR, it kind of leaves them out of a lot of QSOs because not only because of noise, because of conditions. I guess it allows QSOs that really shouldn't be QSOs. Let's put it. Does that make any sense? Because it allows QSOs not only because of noise, because of the band conditions, or the skip is not proper for the QSO to begin with. You see, that's the issue. So if guys, especially on AM, that are using vintage equipment that don't want to have a computer going as part of their station, they're kind of left out in the cold. If any of that made any sense. So I try to stay away from them. But I understand the use. It definitely is a use, but then it becomes habit forming. Maybe it's kind of like a drug. I don't know. And Perry, your whatever you did with your audio, it sounds really good. It's perfect, I would think, for a morning like this morning with this kind of noise. You definitely want to have somebody speaking up and have good articulation and good intense audio, which you have all of that, and you need every bit of it this morning with the noise, regardless of a signal. So it's great, and radio like the Anon is perfect for you. Well, it's perfect for a lot of hams, is because the tweaking is very cool. It's all kinds of things you can do with it, and you can save these changes in profiles, which I guess people take that for granted now, but I remember, I guess back in 1999 or 1998, W2, what's his name, Bill Salerno and I were one of the first people to buy Behringer feedback destroyers. And that was a device that eliminated feedback in live performances by notching out the feedback whistles, okay, the different frequencies. But it also had a 10-band parametric equalizer that you could save in memories. And that was revolutionary then, because it enabled people to have different EQ curves with their transmitters and microphones and be able to save them for different instances, which was really great. So you didn't have to just feel around with knobs, and then you were like hesitant if you put another microphone on to lose your other adjustments and this and that. So having the ability to save them in memories was great. And so anyway, but now with SDRs, that becomes like normal, that you can save stuff like that. Okay, good. All right. Anyway, enough of that. Hope you're having fun with your camera, Perry. Perry got a new top-of-the-line Nikon digital camera, and maybe on your next transmission, Perry, you could tell me, are you focusing, no pun intended, focusing most of your photography on video or still pictures? I've been keep meaning to ask you that, and I forget. And the Phillies looked great yesterday. That pitcher, Howard, now I know he's only a Double-A pitcher, but boy, did he look impressive, and what a curveball he has. You almost wanted to bring him up this year directly from Double-A. So I wonder if you got a chance to see any of him. I know you probably listened to the game. And I shut the Flyers off. I went to bed. They were behind 1-0, so fill me in on the score. Over to you. Let me see. Who was I turning it to? I guess I was turning it to Jerry. K9GAS in the group. W2SDR.
Okay, yes, that's they're by now. Well, it's only 5. I thought it was 6. Anyway, and Mike, good morning down there in Baton Rouge. Yeah, it's I'm hearing everyone just fine. But I'm in the middle, so that does help. There's once in a while it pays off to be here in Indiana. Not very often, propagation. But some mornings I get it. And I'm not using, unless you were, Kevin, I'm using just my own antennas, and the reference I'm using is another antenna I have in the yard, and it's paying off this morning. On one antenna, both everyone's about 10 to 15 over, but when I combine the two, the way propagation is, you and Frank and Terry are almost 30 over on the signal here, and hearing guys just fine. So even with the crashes the way they are, and then I take that down a little bit with what they call what's very much like an RF gain on this thing. And, I do like the premise of the WebSDRs when there was times when, I'd hear one section but not the other. It does help, to be part of it, because I know sometimes if I hear, like Kevin or Frank, I may not be hearing Terry or Kevin GZQ so well. It was strange, something or so like that, or Chris, AJ1G. A lot of times I couldn't hear him, but I could hear him just fine with the group on the WebSDR, so it was appreciable. But I'm like you, I prefer the normal way, if possible, and because I know when Chris was on the 28, that's just, 20, 25 watt. It was a bit rugged, but the web, I thought, man, that's a great sounding rig. And now Masa, AB9M, picked one of those up and sent me an email last night. I did a recording for him on that new program, Kevin, and just sent it to him so he could see and hear himself. Boy, those things, when dialed in, are amazing. I know a couple of people that had them, Butch K0BS I've heard before, and I've heard them talk about there's a little bit more to get those dialed in. I know they have that magic in it, but Masa sent the diagram and the schematics, and I guess there's a way to balance the voltage out and to get both sidebands equally and put a scope on it, the two-line trace, and he's had that thing, and I'll have to put that in the Dropbox so you can hear that. Kevin's like, that was a perfect clear as a bell. I thought, man, I hadn't heard something that clean in a long time. But his voice, is not like, the four of us, we all have those low registers naturally. So, it's nice when you don't have as much as that. It's a perfect radio voice for him. That's what I always told Root, WHEPA, he had that voice that cut through the 4-inch solid thick steel. Anyway, and congratulations on the digital camera there, Perry. Yeah, I'm interested with the Nikon you have. I used to be into that heavy, and I just didn't have time. But, that was before the video got so big, and now it's all about video, it seems like. And I don't do a lot of video, but I guess I should. My son does with the kids, and my wife does, but I'm just glad these cell phones are much better, so... But any kind of camera is fine. I know when the Nikon D100, that was the first one I bought. I was in there looking and talking with the guys that films in one of the big places here in India, and Phil was one of the sales guys. Like, Jerry, you seen that? It's like, oh my God. Had to have it. Of course, then they were very expensive, but slowest not. I mean, man. Take one shot, you had to wait almost 30 seconds before you can take the next one, but they had the CCD processors, and colors were just amazing. I was just blown away. Of course, not waiting for a film to be developed was a cool thing. Anyway, Kevin, over to you. And there, hopefully signals are holding up for me. So KA2ZNI. Here she comes, and I haven't listened to that guy here locally. I need to do that. I keep forgetting about it. But the second receive antenna is in my yard. An interesting one. The one is only 15 foot off the ground, and it's east and west on the ends, and the one on the tower is kind of northeast, southeast. So. Blending those together, I'm getting some nice signals here this morning. KA2ZNI to K9GAS.
Alrighty, Jerry, very good. K9GAS here in the fine group this morning, KA2ZNI. And very good. Well, it's one of the couple of reasons why I haven't been running the WebSDRs as one. Pretty much like Frank had said, I'll just make it a little easier in my own words. I feel like I'm cheating. I've got an edge that a lot of other people can't utilize at the time, and like Frank said, it's for a lot of guys, the WebSDRs are making an unusable QSO usable, and it's leaving some of the guys out, and I found it very, it's not hard to do, but I found it very aggravating early on when I was trying to run WebSDRs that, the group is so widespread on here that, at times I'd click on one, click off of it, click on another one, click off of it, click on another one, click off of it. And I'm like, man, I just, I feel like a telephone operator, switching calls. And I did not like that. I'm much the same mentality. It sounds like Perry and Frank is that, if I can't hear it direct, I just don't even want to, I don't even want to be, in the group. It's just too, well, there's a lot of reasons behind it, but anyways, you know what I'm getting at. So, anyway, yeah, Perry, congratulations on the camera there. Boy, that looks like a dandy. And I see a couple of guys was offering up some lenses for you, and looks like you're going to have a lot of fun with that. My wife, she's into photography big time, and she's got quite a setup there. And, so I was actually showing her your camera there, and I said, oh boy, that's a dandy. So yeah, you found a good one, and at the right price too. Really good price on it. So congratulations on finding that little gem. And yeah, I was out there last time listening to you guys there, Jerry, and I did hear Masa in there, and he was tickled pink to have you do that recording. And I don't know, Jerry, sometimes, I'll get on and I'll just be in an SWL kind of mood where all I want to do is just listen. And last night I was just in one of those moods where I just was enjoying hearing, different conversations. Signals were good, the band conditions were quiet. And I was doing recordings for a couple of guys, and a lot of times I won't even turn on the amplifier. I just enjoy listening. So I'll bounce around and, listen to a different conversations, not only here, but, on sideband too. And So, and I figured you were probably going to get out of there pretty quick, so by the time I caught you in there, I'm like, well, by the time I get things fired up, you'll probably want to get out of there. I know you had a long day, so I just sat there and listened. Then I caught Kevin on last night with Timtron there, and did a recording for Kevin. And he asked me the same thing. He said, well, why don't you jump in there? And I said, nah, I ain't got the amplifier on. I said, I just want to sit here and listen tonight. So I just, once in a while I get like that. But I'm always in here listening. If I, if I'm home, I've always got the rig on. I'm always here on 75, and so I'm sleeping. Even out in the big truck, I'll throw the one of the WebSDRs on the cell phone and Bluetooth it into the truck stereo system, so I can at least get the camera guys on here. I can't keep swapping the WebSDRs going down the road to find everybody, but I'll throw it on one and I'll get enough of the conversation that I'll get the gist of it anyway. So, and Mike probably not in there now. I was going to say that right off the bat, but good morning to Mike down there in Baton Rouge. If you're still listening, you were sounding good up here into Reedsburg, Wisconsin this morning. And I had a real nice signal direct. I was actually hearing him direct. And very, very weak on the WebSDR, but, coming in direct very smooth. So the band was working out of that direction anyway. And I was watching Frank's signal on the pan adapter here while I was listening to him on the Massachusetts WebSDR. And on my pan adapter, Frank was totally non-existent. There was nothing there, but coming in beautifully up there on the, the Mass WebSDR. So, I really need to get another antenna where, I'll have something broadside going east, west, or, what I am going to try in the spring here is a vertical antenna first, and we'll see if that helps the cause there getting out east. So anyway, that's the story on all that. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. And I'm probably going to stick in here for one more go around, and then I'm going to check out here for the morning. And I've been up since about 9-10 o'clock yesterday morning, so I'm starting to wind down here a little bit. But great to hear you guys on here this morning. Over to you, Perry. W3MMR sounding fine business here this morning. KA2ZNI.
I heard Paula, somebody else, and then Don. Try to make this short. I got a few things to comment on, and I'll send it over to you, Pop, and then we can kick up the breakers. All right. As far as the camera goes, it's a Nikon D3200. I got it for a super good deal. The thing's like brand spanking new. The guy who I bought it off of, business owner, kind of guy, had plenty of really. I was assuming he had a lot of money. I mean, this guy pulls up in a brand new pickup truck, all lifted, and big Trump flag off the antenna of the truck. And I work in a place, put it this way, that there's not too many Trump supporters, okay? So, anyway, the guy pulls up, and he's just like, I just wanted to get rid of it, because I got it, and I thought I would use it, and I couldn't really figure out how to use it, so it's been sitting in the box, and I just wanted to get rid of it, so I picked it up for $225, delivered it to my shop at work. It's the double zoom kit. Comes with the zoom lens, and I forget the millimeter, and comes comes with the kit lens and the zoom lens. Has visual, stabilization on the one lens and image stabilization. Nice camera case. Came with 3 batteries. Yeah, the thing's really nice. It's great for what I'm trying to do. To answer your question, Pop, about more video or photography, well, kind of both. Obviously, I'd like to shoot some video with it here in the shack. Maybe do my videos on the DX100 and stuff, but also mess around with shooting outside and video editing and bringing it to wherever I go and seeing what I can accomplish with it, and getting some editing software for the video side of it. I have Photoshop, which works obviously good for photos, but I don't have a good video editing program for the PC. I have one on my phone for the cell phone videos and stuff like that, but nothing on the PC. And my PC is nice because it's got the memory card slot right in the front, so I pop it right out the side of the camera, plug it right into the front of the PC, and within 5 seconds I could pull up all my photos. So it's really nice. And so far so good. It's a big learning curve. There's a lot to knowing, what adjustment is what, and when you need to adjust it, and what settings you need for this light situation, and this type of shooting situation, and there's just a lot to learn, and I'm trying to still have a long way to go there. So, but I've been having fun with it so far. And Poppy talked about the Phillies looking good yesterday. I saw that Spencer Howard was up and I was watching at work on my phone on the NBC Sports app, but I missed it. I didn't see him go in the game. He's the Phillies' #1 prospect, and he's the number 21 prospect in all of MLB, Major League Baseball right now. So he's got some good stuff, and this stuff plays at the big league level, as you can see. And he's starting out this year in double. I don't know if he's starting out in AA or AAA this year, but they were saying by the end of the year he could be up in the majors. Depending on the need, he could be up even sooner. So he will be up in the big leagues. He's our #1. Like I said, #1 prospect, and they're looking for big things out of him. And I would have loved to see him pitch, but I'll take your word on it. That he looked really good. Zach Wheeler looked really good to start yesterday. I think he had 6 or 7 strikeouts in 4 innings, so he looked good. And so I'm really looking forward to the baseball season this year. So I'm one of the guys with that. And that's all I had written down for this go-round. Big group, so I'll keep it moving. I'll send it over to you, Pop, and then you can pick up K9GAS, and then we'll go from there. W2SDR in the group. W3MMR.
Yeah, okay, Perry. Good morning again. W3MMR in the group, W2SDR. Good morning, Kevin. I think there might have been Don in there, too. I'm not sure. It was kind of all at the same time. But we'll... I'm sure Kevin will smooth that one out. And, yeah, that... Howard, I didn't know anything about, like, all those stats that you quoted, Perry, about him being a prospect. All I know is I was in the other room, and I came back in, and he was in a game, and I'm watching him, and I say, boy, where the world did this guy come from? Before I heard any of the comments, he has such a good, what struck me is his overhand curveball, which you never see anymore. An overhand curveball, and what a curveball he's got. And then I heard the announcers are talking about him. I said, well, no wonder. This kid is something. He was very, very impressive. And he's AA. And I'm surprised he's only AA, but I guess they're taking their time bringing him on. Bringing him up and what have you. So, boy, it'd be nice to see him up this year. He just needs innings. He just needs more and more time on that mound. And but that looks good, man. I really, really enjoy watching the team. Really impressive this year. Whether they win any more games or not, I just enjoy watching them play more. if that makes any sense. And unfortunately, I guess the Flyers' 9-game win streak is over. They lost 2-0. It was 1-0 when I went to bed, but they're certainly definitely playoff bound. I was watching Missinelli yesterday, and they're big Flyers fans actually, and it's nice to see hockey come to the forefront on the sports talk radio. That's for sure. So, yep. Okay, anyway, everybody is still hanging in there good. Boy, I tell you, it sounds like Kevin's really the SDR man on receive. Probably got a bunch of memories programmed in for SDR and on his phone and all that stuff. It's pretty cool, I guess. I just not for me for the most part, especially on a vintage station. I kind of like to keep it radio, but it's all good, man. It's all a lot of fun, and especially today with high noise levels that people have on certain locations, it makes a difference in being able to participate in the hobby, really, especially on AM, because AM on low frequencies like this is a lot of noise rears its ugly head. Unfortunately, not too many hams today on 160 and 80 have noise-free environments. Well, Kevin, over to you. I may be in here for another round. I don't know, but don't be surprised if I'm probably gone by the next round. So, good morning, Kevin, and good morning, everybody. KK4GZQ in the group, W2SDR.
Okay, Frank, I'm just dragging my feet here a little bit, and I know Don. So there was a breaking in call with the letter Q in the suffix. So Don, when I pass it to you, you might listen up between and maybe get the other breaking station. I'll just make a short one here. Morning, Frank. Morning, Perry. Good morning to Kevin and Jerry, the gas man. And that's all. Oh, and also good morning to, I think it's Mike down in Baton Rouge, maybe. Somebody straighten me up on that one. And Terry, congratulations on the camera. I've been listening here on the old BC 348 from back in the bedroom. I've kept up with you guys a little bit. I heard about the camera, and boy, that you really did get a good deal on that. That looks like a really nice one, Terry. And using those web SDRs, you know, I have gotten into using them some here and there, but all in all, I like to use my own receiver. Like Kevin said, you get to feeling like you're a switchboard operator, and it's just, at that point, we're really not, it's not radio. I don't know. Everybody's got a different opinion. Anyway, looking at I hear the noisemaker out there, a little bit of static crash is coming in, and I found the system that's moving across the Kansas-Missouri border out there, and the lead edge of it coming almost all the way across the state, and we're going to see it here in Kentucky. And I've got a paint job that I'm doing today in Lexington, I think, and then again, I'm not, so going to have to see how quick that gets here before it's outside, so going to have to see what the weather's going to hold, because we don't want to paint something and then it rain on it pretty quick. So I don't know, we may get knocked out of that today. Here it comes over to you, neighbor. Good morning all the way around, guys. Whiskey Charlie 4 Delta with the group with another breaking station, KK4GZQ.
Well, nothing on the fan adapter. So.
Good morning, everyone.
And good morning, Kevin. The smooth voice of the north side of the Kentucky River there. In Untouched, Kentucky. Finest operator in town, no doubt. And Perry, I've got a question. When you got that camera, did you guys pull down like when you think that? Did you guys pull down like a dark alley and flash headlights at each other and get out? Was this out? That camera was a dark alley. I'm telling you, that kind of deal sounds like a back alley deal to me. And good morning, Kevin up from Wisconsin. I gotta get used to this new time thing, because, you know, right now is almost 4:45 here on the old time, 4:06, but
got to get, my body still wakes up. I used to get up about 4:20 all the time, which is 5:20. I've got to get the adjustment going here. It's not working real good yet. Good morning, Frank. And Mike, if you're still in there and you can hear me, Doug will be in. I said to tell you that when he's building something there, that when he keys it up, everybody's going to have to listen. He's going to be the air master here. I laughed about it because I don't remember what tube he told me he was putting in for the finals, but he's building a transmitter, he said, and it's going to be a big boy. Modulating a big boy is what he said. So I've heard that for I don't know how many years now, so I think we're going to be safe, and I think the coronavirus will be in the history books before he gets anything on here, but I could be wrong. He could surprise me and throw something out here next week. But he said to let you know that when he keyed up, everybody was going to have to listen. Well, laughing out of that. He's still got to get an antenna put up yet, so. And I was going to tell you, Z&I and Kevin, yesterday, I was out in my, 2 days ago, I was out in my garage, and I had bought a radio from a ham fest over in Louisville Ham Fest. And I put it back in the garage when I got home. I didn't have the place for it. I didn't want to mess with it. So we were cleaning our garage up, me and my wife, and I found this big radio I bought that I completely forgot about. I didn't know anything about it. I'd never seen one before. And it's an R105/something 15. And I was just on the internet. And this radio is super cool. It goes with the ART13. And if you see how the knobs are, you preset the ART13 and you turn the channels on it, and all the knobs turn. Well, you preset the frequencies on this receiver, and it has a motor drive on it, and it turns all the knobs in the world. That's just the ART13. And I guess there must be something that matches between the two of them, so when you turn the transfer channel, the receive channel follows along with it. I haven't got that far into it yet, but this thing looks like it's military condition on it. It don't look like it's military use at all because they don't have no stamps on it. Everyone I've seen on the internet had some kind of stamping where it'd been in some depot or whatever. This has something on it. And it's really, really nice shape. Super clean inside. Looks like it's nobody's ever touched anything. Looks like it's never been opened up even. So I'm excited to mess with it. I actually got a power supply like everything else for the military. But the one complaint that I've seen on the internet was that they're super wide. Compared to a BCC 338, they're probably that wide, if not wider. So that's a bit of a downer. And they said a lot of people said they used a Q fiber with it to narrow it down. So that might be something to think about in the future. If I even know something, I don't know. I might just give it away or something. But after I heard whatever his name was yesterday, Randy, on his ART-13, I might want to fire my ART-13 up. That was just a thought. So anyway, I'm going to what should I turn it to? Good Lord. Nobody told me. I don't have no direction. Oh no. The cabin. That's the only one I know that's I don't know about I don't know if Mike's still there or not, and for some reason I don't remember what Mike's call sign was. So I'm there, pick it up. If not, Kevin, you pick it up. Let's do it that way. So good morning, everyone. And this is John in Lexington, Kentucky. I think everybody knows who I am.
KA2ZNI
Here, and we'll go with it from there.
So,
I'm in here until you're ready. I'm trying to think.
okay.
I just had a brain fart here. Kevin, I can't remember your call sign. All I can remember is the Z&I, and I don't have it wrote down, so Kevin, pick it up, WC40.
guy comes to me, actually. Good morning, Don, but I heard Henry. Henry, go ahead and 40Q, and you can send it back to me.
Yeah, K9GAS and 3DQ. Beautiful signal this morning. Harry, you're 20-30 over. A lot of static crashes. I got up at 3 o'clock, talked to Kevin this morning, CNI, and then I went down for coffee and laid down, and next thing I find out, I woke up after almost 5:30. I don't know what happened. Kevin put me to sleep. Golly, and here, we both said we're going to be back, and I never made it back. There I am. Anyway, Jerry, I'm sending you an email so you can read that later on whenever you get a chance. I'm sending it to your KA2ZNI email address. Anyhow, good morning, guys. Big group in here. Frank, Kevin, Perry, Don, and Jerry. Good group. So anyway, I'll keep it short. I'm in here, and I'll turn it over to K9GAS. And tell me if I'm doing all right this morning. The demands in rare form. K9GAS to take it. And 3DQ. Good morning.